Hello and welcome back to Suspended Fanimation. I'm your host, Dennis Bithoulkas, and it's time for She-Hulk Attorney at Law, Season 1, Episode 5. Mean green and straight poured into those jeans. It's a fucking mouthful title. Welcome, everybody. Let me take care of some business first, and we'll get down to it. If you like what you see here, like, share, and subscribe. If you're still on the fence about subscribing, take a look at the video that pops up at the very end here. YouTube takes the algorithms of all the stuff you've been watching and tries to match it as best as possible to one of the videos. My vast video library and pops it up here just for you. And if you like what you see there, hit that subscribe button down below there. And if you can, hit that like button and the share button as well. And if you feel lucky or feel like gambling, you can hit that bell down below, and it's a 50-50 chance of YouTube actually notifying you when I come on live. Best thing to do is go over to suspendedfanimation.com. Take a look at the schedule I have up there. I change it every week. Also, it's pretty close to when I come on. Sometimes I get a little bit late because of work, but I'm mostly on time. Also, I have all the links to my social media there and all the links to my pages as well. All right. Let's get to it, shall we? Spoiler alert, I am going to spoil the episode. If you have not seen the episode, go and watch it. Come on back. This will be a video. You can comment down below in the comment section. Give you enough time to hit pause, go away, whatever you need to do to not be spoiled. All right. So this episode was kind of a slower episode, shall we say. We left off, of course, with Titania trademarking the name She-Hulk and giving She-Hulk a cease and desist on using her name that the public had dubbed her with anyway. So it was kind of a nice little. It's kind of one of those weird little um, judicial process, I guess you could say, cases, if you will, of name appropriation and even squatting. You could say kind of boring in the realm of legal things. Um, and through all of this, we kind of get a little glimpse of our background characters too. So I know that we haven't had a chance really to explore like Pug, who is one of those characters that's in the background. Pugliese, and also Nikki Ramos, who is the paralegal for Jen as well. And so we get a little bit of them. Basically, they're going through. Pug asks Nikki for a favor. He needs someone to stand in line for him. He's a sneakerhead, so he's actually wanting to get the Iron Man 3s that are coming out, and he's just got a whole collection of shoes. And I'll talk about, yes, the stuff at the end too there. And so he wants to get two pairs, one that he can walk with, and of course one that he can keep in his collection. Um, and of course, Nikki says, "Hey, you need to do a favor for me as well." And that's when he realizes that the guy that he knows a guy who does superhero clothing, and Jen needs superhero clothing, something that is more stylish than the menswear, that the one suit that she's been wearing all this time as She-Hulk. And so, of course, they go off on their own little mission, or their own little adventure, shall we say, in getting an audience with Luke Jacobson, which, by the way, is another deep cut into Marvel Comics, Luke Jacobson. So, Penn says, I liked it, but I felt cheated that there wasn't a stinger. Yeah, that whole thing without the stinger too was kind of anyway. So we did have the court case. She-Hulk wins. I'm not going to drag that out. It was, like I said, a fairly uneventful episode. In of the fact that we got a little bit more Titania. We got more Chad. No, man, the dude's name is just it's horrible. But her cousin, Ched. Yes, that's right. It is Ched, cousin Ched, and how he's kind of stupid and doesn't realize that the She-Hulk beauty products that Titania is hawking, the literal snake oil, snake venom for the lips, puffing up the lips, is not made by Jen, but actually by Titania, and he wants her to sign all of these things so he can sell them at a greater price. Um, there's a few things that are funny here and there in between, nothing great. One of the things I kind of found disappointing about this episode was in order to win this, Jen has to kind of self depreciate, I guess you could say. She has to show, you know, um, that she has been using the name. She finally accepts the name. She's been using it on a dating app, and she has to parade all the losers that she was, going through the dating app as She-Hulk and through the court. And that's where the title comes from. The whole mean green and straight poured into those jeans. That was her fucking profile. She actually typed that into a profile, and that whole thing of Jen Walters, the self-depreciation in order to win the case isn't, how should I say this? In the comics, that really wasn't a thing there. They're doing this for this series. They're kind of showing that Jen Walters is kind of mousy, whereas She-Hulk is more self-confident, boisterous, that kind of thing. And I don't know, man. I kind of would have had a little bit more of her being a little more self-confident as being a lawyer. And then as She-Hulk, she's finding that she's got this strength and all that stuff, becoming even more self-confident. And instead of starting off with one extreme to another. Basically, the way they're setting up right now is that she is two different people. That when she is Jen Walters, she's this mousy, um, you know, uh, really has no self confidence kind of character. And then when she becomes She Hulk, she automatically changes personality and becomes this, self confident person. And yeah, it's a little too far for me on that one. I mean, you need to have the character be a little bit more grounded. And that's my nitpick on this. That's all I'm going to say on this one. That's the big nitpick out of this episode. There you have it. We do get a little teaser of Daredevil in this. Um, Luke is as he is showing Jen her new clothing, which we don't get to see, by the way. We don't get to see her new clothing. Um, there's a hat box that is sitting on top of the counter, which is open, and we see a yellow horned cowl that is sitting inside the hat box. And he says, "That's for another client. Why are you leaving this open? You know, client confidentiality." And he closes it and puts it aside. We know Daredevil's coming, of course, and I think it's the next episode or episode 7, somewhere around there, but we're close anyway. We have 9 episodes, so it would make sense to have the next episode, and that way the last 3 episodes could be whatever storyline they're trying to arc over into. I'm hoping that's where we're going with this. I'm hoping there's an overarching story. So we didn't get a stinger at the end of this, but we did get some nice artwork. We always get the artwork of what is going on within the episodes. And one of those, we see Pug in his closet, I guess you could say, with all his sneakers on the racks. And he is showing Nikki his sneakers. He's got the Iron Man 3 in his hands. But if you take a look in the background at all the sneakers that are up there, it introduces a bunch of different characters which we haven't seen yet in the MCU. There's a Ghost Rider sneaker. There's a there's basically Cyclops, Wolverine, Deadpool. Um, I'm trying to think what else is up there. Green Goblin, Spider-Man, of course. Um, so there are a lot of shoes in different character designs that are up on the wall behind Pug in that photo. And it's a blink and you miss it kind of thing. Also within the episode, and I didn't know this, Dan Slott, who is one of the writers for She-Hulk, he's for the comics. There is a hidden QR code, which I didn't see in the episode someplace. And if you scan that hidden QR code, you get a link to one of the comics that he wrote. So take a look for that again, if you haven't gotten through the episode again, and see if you can find the QR code and scan it and get your free comic. There you go. It's actually I think it's the Origins of Titania. So And I love the character Titania. It's good. Luke Jacobson is an interesting character that they've brought in, but again, this is a more subdued episode after the whole Madison Wongers episode, which was really, frankly, really fucking good. So, looking forward to hopefully we get Daredevil next episode. We need that cameo, like she was saying, like she told us in the last episode, there's not gonna be cameos every week, well, there's Wong, this week. And that's one of the things that She-Hulk is famous for. The comic, the early comic, is she would have guest stars all the time. Maybe the shoe closet should have been the thumbnail. No, I kind of like the cowl. I thought about it for a minute, Pen. I thought about putting the shoe closet in there, but then everyone else, everyone else is talking about it. So, oh, and by the way, there was also a thing, like a rock, from Fantastic Four. So he had a shoe for the thing in there as well. Um, like I said, there's multiple characters that are in there. Yeah, I had to go for the cowl. Me being the Daredevil fan that I am, I know. So, plus it was actually a lot easier to grab than trying to do the shoes, the drawing, and get it done that way. So, what else do I have going on for the rest of this week? Well, at 7, let's see what time it is. Yeah, about 7:15, I'm gonna do Harley Quinn. That's right, the season finale of Harley Quinn, which also means that there's a contest involved. And yeah, I've got some pins to give away here. So that's right. That's what's gonna happen here at 7:15. Um on Friday, tomorrow is going to be Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power. That's right. I'm going to be doing that. Saturday, I'm going to be off. Sunday is going to be the Sunday edition of Saturday Morning Blast Off, where I take the genre news of the week and genre stuff you guys want to talk about. We talk about it. And Monday will be House of the Dragon. Tuesday will probably be another episode of Is It Worth My Time. Sorry I had to cancel this week. I was just dead fucking tired. I wouldn't have been any fun, and I would have probably fallen asleep during the podcast. So we'll figure out if I'm going to do something different or if I'm going to actually do Pinocchio. And then, of course, Wednesday, I will do the contest winners for Harley Quinn next Wednesday. And then we roll around to Thursday with another episode of She-Hulk. That's all it's going to be on next Thursday is just She-Hulk. So, actually, we have Andor coming up next week as well. Holy shit. So Wednesday is actually going to be yeah, I think what we're going to end up doing is I think we're going to do the contest results on Tuesday of next week. That's right. We'll do the contest results on Tuesday. So it's going to be a shortened contest results. And/or I'm going to be doing episode 1 on Wednesday. She-Hulk is going to be on Thursday, and then we'll see how we do episodes 2 and 3 of Andor, since that they're releasing all 3 episodes all at once. Those will probably happen on the weekend on Saturday. So just take a look at the schedule. There you go. That's what's happening there. Pinocchio existed is what CBM says. Yeah, I like She-Hulk. I mean, so I'm going to talk a little bit about the CGI. The CGI is dodgy, like I said. It is TV money, though. It's not movie money. And I'm going to have to say that the CGI looked better in darker tones when she's fighting like the demons and stuff like that, when she's in motion and not under fluorescent lighting, if you will, in offices and stuff like that. The CGI looks better. And when we get her in the office, it looks a little weird. That's all. Especially in the eyes. That's for me. It kind of bothers me that her eyes are too spaced out. That's what the issue is. I was trying to pinpoint it, and I actually paused it at one point and I looked at her face and I'm like, yeah, the eyes are too wide. They did something weird with the eyes when they made them, when they placed them, and they placed them out too wide. And it's just for some reason in the office shots. So I'm thinking whatever house or whoever is doing the office scenes is not doing the Jen at home scenes or the other scenes, because when you see She-Hulk in um and also the courtroom too. So it seems like it might be even the lighting. Now that I think about it, it might be the lighting that's actually causing that look. And yes, the Avengers shirt. Yes, or I actually my favorite is the Avengers. So I like the Avengers myself. So Hawkeye, you know, Hawkeye is one of my favorites. But yeah, yeah. All righty. So with that said, I'm going to let you guys go for a little bit, and I'm going to come back at 7:15 here with Harley Quinn and a contest. So the season finale of Harley Quinn. So until then, thank you everybody who joined me today in the chat, and thank you if you made it this far in the video. If you're still on the fence about subscribing, take a look at the video that pops up at the very end here. YouTube takes the algorithms of all the stuff you've been watching and tries to match it as best as possible to one of the videos in my vast video library and pops it up here just for you. And if you like what you see there, hit that subscribe button down below there. And if you can, hit that like button and the share button as well. And if you want to know when I'm going to be on live again next, go over to suspendedfanimation.com. Take a look at the schedule I have up there. I change it every week. Also have all the links to my social media and all the links to my pages as well. So with that said, don't let the door hit your ass on the way out. Otherwise, I'll see you again in about 30 minutes here. Thanks, everybody. I will see you again soon. Until then, stay safe, be well, take care, get those vaccine shots, get the boosters as well, and stay safe out there. Thanks, everybody. See you in 30. Have a good night.